On August 2, 2026, the European Union AI Act enforces a strict mandate for high-risk systems. Article 14 requires the independent verification of AI outputs. In regulatory law, the word independent has a highly specific meaning. Drawing from 50 years of financial case law, like Sarbanes-Oxley, independence dictates that an auditing entity cannot share failure modes with the entity it audits. This diagram shows the core paradox of modern AI compliance. Every software verification tool currently on the market runs on the exact same physical chip and shares the same memory and cache structures as the AI model it is supposed to check. Because they share a physical architecture, a vulnerability originating in the base model inevitably infects the monitoring tool. The law requires a distinct, isolated failure domain. Because the auditor and the audited are entangled in the same physical substrate, relying on software to monitor software makes true compliance physically impossible. In computer science, a Turing-complete substrate refers to any system that executes arbitrary programs. By definition, these systems are susceptible to unpredictable states. Alan Turing proved in 1936 that using one Turing-complete system to verify another creates an infinite regress. This diagram illustrates standard industry compliance mechanisms. RAG filters, vector databases, and RLHF layers all reside within the exact same executable surface. A prompt injection bypasses these software filters. The underlying core processor simply executes the corrupted instruction for all of them simultaneously. An external observer occupying a shared computational space inherits the exact failure modes of the system it observes. This infinite regress cannot be patched with better code. It is an unbreakable physical constraint of shared computer architecture. The industry's default reaction to this instability is to deploy physically independent layers of software, attempting to narrow the space of what is admissible before execution occurs. Pre-enforcement governance layers reduce upstream incident probability. However, they fail to provide a reliable signal of functional continuity at the actual moment of runtime. Systems that adapt continuously through context windows, user interaction, and fine-tuning will inevitably alter their internal state over time. Matching hashed bytes only proves data has not been tampered with. It does not verify that the AI is still acting within its authorized functional role. Evaluating stochastic output with stochastic tools creates a loop of uncertainty. It never confirms the identity of the system performing the action. The enterprise sector frequently offers trusted execution environments, or TEEs, as a solution. This diagram illustrates a heavy cryptographic vault forming around an active LLM block, shielding it from external requests. A TEE guarantees execution secrecy. It protects the system from outside interference. But TEEs lack the architectural capacity to monitor the model's functional sanity inside the vault. If the LLM executes a prompt injection or drifts while locked inside this enclave, the TEE simply encrypts the hallucination, packaging the drifted output as secure, trusted data. There is a strict boundary between secrecy, protecting data from the outside, and sanity, which protects the system from itself. Article 14 requires human overseers to detect anomalies and correctly interpret outputs. That is a legal mandate for sanity, not secrecy. Hardware encryption protects the room. Verifying the cognition happening inside that room requires a decoupled architecture. To escape Turing's regress, the verification mechanism must be entirely incapable of executing arbitrary programs. This requires dropping to a lower computational class. We must move away from floating point multiplication in an ALU and rely on pure combinational logic. This intercepts the data path instantaneously, physically blocking chaotic outputs before software even has a chance to process them. This diagram shows the necessary architectural shift. We bypass the ALU entirely and pull the verification mechanism deep into the base memory subsystem's fetch path. A single XOR logic gate is embedded directly within the data pathway, leading from memory to the processor. Pure combinational logic lacks a program counter, branching, or loops. It possesses zero executable surface for AI drift or prompt injections to occupy. Under U.S. Patent Application 19637714, this physical architecture establishes a strict rule. Physical position is synonymous with functional role. Data is assigned to specific physical coordinates at compile time. If the data resides at that coordinate, its authorized role is intact. During a memory fetch cycle, The XOR gate compares the requested address against its role-encoded address. If they match, data flows cleanly to the ALU. If data is displaced from its authorized coordinate, representing an anomaly, the address is mismatch, and physical flow is instantly halted. Verification and retrieval are no longer separate software operations. They are one atomic physical hardware event. This physical rejection generates a displacement vector, providing immediate mathematical certainty in the exact moment the error is detected. The output is not a probabilistic confidence score generated by software. It is a cache-coherent cryptographic trust artifact forged directly by the silicon. Returning to the EU AI Act, human overseers must correctly interpret AI outputs. This hardware mechanism provides the reliable identity signal required to do so. This technology establishes a firm philosophical boundary. The hardware does not judge the morality, ethics, or content of the AI's output. Like a thermometer, it provides a pristine, pre-moral measurement of physical continuity without having an opinion on the result. Deciding what to do with that measurement, the governance, policy, and intervention remains the responsibility of humans. To survive the regulatory era of AI, we must accept a clear division of labor. The policy layer belongs to humans. The measurement of trust must be permanently surrendered to physics.